What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, friends? It's your boy Lowell, and I'm back again. I got to hit y'all with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode of Papa Lowe's Place. Now, y'all know that Papa Lowe's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, then let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, then let's talk about it. If mama and them, your daddy and cable and everybody else talking about it, then doggone it, I say, let's talk about it. All right? Now, first and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for clicking on and for watching this video. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my channel as well. All right? Now, before we get into the introduction of the video, we're going to go ahead and introduce our host, our guest host for today, Brother Jason. Brother Jason, give the people a shout out.
Man, what's up? What's up? What's good with y'all? Back at it again at Papa Lowe's Place, ready to get into this video today. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said video, not video, but video. It's Mr. Hold It in a Row himself. Once again, back at you with some more commentary on the videos Lowell provides. Yo, Papa, let's get into it, man.
Let's get it. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for this video today. Listen, today's podcast showcases a video of a little girl, a 10-year-old. I believe she's 10.
She is.
10 years old, who walks to school and something happens to her. Again, I don't want to give too much of the video away, but something needs to be done in this instance. When kids cannot walk to school, there's a problem. There's an issue. I do understand that we're in a different climate and things of that nature. But when I was younger, my elementary school, we didn't have no bus. We had to walk to school. And granted, the school wasn't that far away. It was long enough for things to happen that shouldn't happen. Now, when I walked to middle school, my middle school was a good ways away. Y'all know from Connecticut Avenue to Clunan Middle School, y'all know that was a good trek, boy. That trek was so long, we used to have to cut across the golf course. We cut a hole in the golf course fence to walk through the golf course and get to the other side.
See, now you in Connecticut right now. You talking Chinese to me right now. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't know nothing about that. So I'm looking over here like, wow, what? Not so much talking in English, but just for his cause, just let y'all know, I know nothing about Connecticut, so I can't say yay or nay on what he's saying.
I'm just trying to give y'all an idea of how long that bad boy is. We had to actually cut a hole through the golf course to kind of shorten the distance a little bit. And yeah, but it was what it was. But we're going to look at this video, right? And we're going to give our commentary in the video. We're also going to give our commentary at the end of the video. Love to hear what you guys have to say. But without further delay, let's go ahead and roll that clip. All right? Check it out.
Man hitting a 10-year-old girl and snatching her chain in East Tremont. News 12's Natalie Hernandez spoke with that little girl who is too afraid now to walk to school.
Zoe is only 10 years old, which is why her parents asked us not to show her face. Last Thursday, she was walking on East 176th Street trying to go to school.
I know something is wrong.
When the man in this video walked up to her, demanded her chain, ripped it from her neck, then slapped her.
He gets in front of me, starts walking, turns around, says, "Give me that damn chain," and snatches my chain.
The crook struggled.
Listen, Pim, listen, we cannot just bruise past that this is a 10-year-old, that a grown adult, a grown man in hoodie and hat walks by this little 10-year-old and slaps her and takes her chain from her. Again, sometimes, Brother Jason, and maybe you can help me with this, but sometimes I'm wondering if we're in some sort of nightmare, or we're in some sort of,
Matrix?
Yeah, Matrix, or if we're just being punished or something. Because, and maybe it is the internet where we didn't have access to these things, these news reports and things of that nature. But it just seems like things are just getting far more aggressive. Remember back in the day, women and children were they were
Off limits.
Yeah, off limits. They
Off
wasn't given
limits.
consideration. Now, what happened?
Honestly, I myself am not going I personally am not going to attribute it to this, but I will say that some people would attribute it to this whole, I'd say, dating back in I don't know, 5, 10, maybe even 15 years now. The wokeness generation, or the wokeness era, or the wokeness movement, where everybody is everybody, anybody who's anybody is fair game. Who knows? It could be. I don't know. I don't know what to attribute to that. But some people could attribute it to that. I'm not gonna say that I attribute it to it, but I just don't know. But at this point, people are talking about progression and getting out of the whole 1930s, 40s, and 50s thinking, and the progressiveness, and how they call it, people. I heard some people say my hands is equal opportunity, anybody can get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what verb, adjective, or noun, or whatever, or category to put it under, but my first guess would be the wokeness era. I don't know.
Yeah. Me myself, I don't know either, but I don't like the direction. But let's continue. Good commentary.
With the little girl, bruising her neck.
He starts like doing this to me, and he takes my school ID and starts. And when he takes it off, he slaps and leaves.
Zoe tells me she had been begging her parents for weeks to let her walk to school by herself, and she never thought that something like this could happen to her. Now she's too afraid to try again.
My grandpa takes me and picks me up.
Her grandfather Pedro says he wants to protect his granddaughter, but he's afraid if the man is caught, he'll just be out the next day. The family now demanding justice. He says officers arrest criminals and the system lets them go. He wants the police to make an example of the man who did this to his granddaughter.
If you could say anything to him, what would you say?
It'd be bad to do that to people. Why, he doesn't have manners. He doesn't have good things to say. He better start being good.
If you recognize the man in those photos, you are encouraged to call the NYPD Crime Stoppers tip line so this doesn't happen to another child like Zoe again. From East Tremont, Natalie Hernandez, News 12, The Bronx.
What you got?
I put it to you like this. Any type of man or woman who puts their hands on a child in an act of violence to do harm, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. You wrong. If you're doing harm to a child, you wrong. Now, that does not, this is a whole nother podcast in and of itself, because I was brought up old school. Now, if you were a parent and you like the spanking era, and you doing discipline, I give you grace on that. But with in this video, what is being described? No, sir, wrong answer. So whoever you are, if you happen to see this podcast, whoever you are, man, you like I said, you need to go seek help. You need to go seek help. You need to go seek therapy. As a matter of fact, you might just need to go see a pastor. Seriously.
And I say this, and anybody who knows me know I'm not a violent person by any stretch of the imagination. But the village need to handle this. This is something that the village needs.
Yes.
The village needs to handle this right here to make sure that he does not do this to any other children. And again, I'm not advocating. I don't advocate for violence or anything like that. But I'm just saying, man, you cannot do this to our children. You know, no, I'm sorry. You can't do this to our children. I love something that the grandfather talked about. The grandfather talked about how the cops would let them go anyway the next day, even if they caught them. And this is another problem that we have within society is cashless bail. You know, all these other reforms that we have going on where they are letting people who have committed heinous crimes out of jail, spending no jail time. I watched a video the other night where a girl actually kicked a police officer, spit on him, bit him, did all of that. And when it came to getting her, she got probation.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I see it on. I saw something even more heinous than that. A guy, I'm not sure if it's here in the United States or across the pond, whatever, but but I think it's here. I think it's here in the U.S. Guy, 15, 16, teenage, this, that, whatever. Really. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to get your channel banned or whatever case may be, because people, we living in a sensitive world. I'll just say that he did it to two people, and the crime was being they were SA'd. I'll say that they were SA'd. Mm-hmm. If you understand the meaning. Mm-hmm. And not so much just that, but it was SA and torture and something else. Received no jail time at all.
Okay.
It was looking at a 78-year sentence, will not see it inside of a jail at all.
Andrew Tate or Prince Andrew?
Huh?
Andrew Tate or Prince Andrew?
What you mean?
Which one you talking about? Or is none of those?
None of those.
Okay,
No.
Good. Because, Jason, I agree with you so much, man, that, if people would just take the time to look at the news, you would see that some of these cases, man, they're not being... People are not getting justice.
They're not
justice that they deserve.
They're not. But then there's also an internal problem with people seeing jail or whatever. Jail or prisons and everything are. And I'm not saying. Well, let me make this perfectly clear. For somebody to go to jail or somebody to go to prison, you got to do a crime, right? Okay. Now, some of those crimes that people have done may just need either a jail time or a lighter sentence or something of that nature. Am I condoning crime? No, I'm saying I'm hinting at the problem in the jail and the prisons. They're overpopulated. They're overrun. And they don't have anybody. The staff to keep them, the staff to keep them up to speed is lacking. And this is what I mean. I'm not a preponderant for a crime. If I go out there, let's say I break a window, whatever, crime, malicious damage to whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't need me a 20-year sentence for that.
Oh, no, I believe all sentences should be proportionate to, whatever the crime might be. Mm-hmm. So
like I said, I don't need a 20-year sentence for that. So if I'm serving 20 years for breaking a window, I don't need to be in that prison. What I'm saying is if somebody were to take the gumption and do an audit of what people have done to be in prisons and jails and commute their sentence appropriately to their crime, mm-hmm. then maybe we may have the space or the financial funding to put away people who do heinous crimes.
Right.
If that makes any sense. Like I say, as far as what the grandfather said in the video, mm-hmm. He's afraid that if they catch him, they're gonna release him the next day. This, that, whatever, because of the fact that you got people in it, you got people in and out of that system, and in the system that don't need to be in the system, and people who need to be in the system are not in the system because funding, overpopulation, people who are in jail, in prison for for lesser crimes. If somebody were to do an audit, and clean that up, then maybe it'll work itself out. But back, like I said, back to the video. What went on? It's wrong. It's just not just so much wrong, but why?
Yeah, I agree. I have no idea. But I just think the grandfather even making mention of that, because we know that that's an issue within our country. And people are committing crimes at an astronomical rate, and they're receiving no jail time. They're receiving no cash bail, how monitors and things of that nature. I want a way to deter people from actually doing crime. Is there something that we can do in that regard? So that's what I look at. We got to do something to deter people that makes them at least think twice about doing it.
You know what? I just had a thought myself. This, that, and the third. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to add to the problem or subside it. This, that, whatever. But if you look at it, and y'all forgive me for saying this, but I just said the punishment fit the crime. Well, whatever crime that you done should be done to you, maybe. Hey, look, I say that real low because, that could very well backfire,
Tonight, I'll follow up the story
you think about what you're saying. That if a person is homeless and they break into your house and steal something, you know what I'm saying? What can you do? Especially if you're trying to flip the script but I definitely get what you're saying.
Like I said, honestly, world, Facebook, YouTube, this, that, whatever. When it comes to this right here, at this, I'm throwing out this. I'm just spitballing right now. So don't hold it to me. Like I said, because that very well could backfire. So, like I said, but going forward, if you have actually any ideas on that, this, that, whatever, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. All right, listen, we got a special treat. We got a part 2. You know what I'm saying? So we left off on that video where the little girl was actually accosted, and she was hit, and her jewelry was stolen, right? And so New Yorkers are upset, as they should be. These people are upset, and they want justice, right? And so, I imagine as soon as they find out who this guy is, there's going to be some repercussion. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some repercussions. But before we even get to him, there's some other people in New York City who are showing out. You know what I'm saying? Showing out in a good way. The way that Papa Lo just loves to see. I love to see this type of stuff. If y'all have any videos like this, any feel-good, heartwarming videos, please send them to me, because Papa Lo just loves videos like this. We're going to go ahead, and Jason and I are going to go ahead and watch this video and give some commentary on it. Then we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. All right. So without further ado, roll the clip.
Necklace stolen while on her way to school in the East Tremont section of the Bronx. It was a story that may have shaken your faith in humanity, but now it has come full circle, and it just might give you a reason to believe again. Kimberly Richardson has the exclusive.
So pretty.
It's beautiful.
This is what community and a whole lot of heart looks like. Zoe Acevedo meeting Carrie Levine for the first time. Carrie surprising the 10-year-old with a custom gold necklace. It's a story you'll only see here on Eyewitness News.
I'm going to put it on your neck right now.
This all started as Carrie, aka the godmother of diamonds, was watching Eyewitness News.
I called them up on Sunday and I said, we have to do something.
Carrie was heartbroken to hear what happened to Zoe as she walked to school here in the East Tremont section of the Bronx. This man, who police are still looking for, approached the middle schooler and said this.
He said, give me that goddamn chain. And he took my chain.
Did he snatch it all?
Yeah.
Took the chain, which Zoe only wore on special occasions, was a gift from her family. Carrie called a friend with an idea.
I said, let's reach Kimberly and see if I can do this.
70-point rounds or 50-point ovals?
Carrie, who is a straight shooter,
If you don't like kids and you don't like animals, I don't like you.
she got right to work with her team here at Diamante NYC in Midtown, and in just 2 days made this beautiful necklace.
I want to make her feel special because what happened to her was terrible. And to have a traumatic thing happen when you're a young girl, that'll stay with her forever.
As will this moment of generosity.
Listen, I hope one day I can make that kid an engagement ring if I'm still alive.
Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, family. Y'all seen that. You heard the video. You know, you saw the first part. The little girl got, things happened and whatever. I don't need to rehash all of that. But then you saw the second part. You get the chance to see New Yorkers at their best. I've never lived in New York, but I've heard some great things about New York and New Yorkers as well. And I believe that this is the good part that everybody was talking about. Brother Jason, what you got?
Man, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I am not a northern boy by any stretch of the imagination. And what I gather about New Yorkers is what I see on TV, in the movies, on social media, and everything.
Yeah.
And everything that I've actually seen thus far is New Yorkers, they rough and tumble.
Yeah.
They are straight shooters.
Straight shooter.
They don't give a crap about you or anybody else.
Ooh.
Or anybody else.
Come on.
And it's pretty, I hate to say it, but bump your feelings or whatever the case may be. But with this being with this video right here shows me that what I see on everything that I get the actual New York attitude from is only partially true.
That's true.
It's only partially true.
That's true.
And I say that because of the fact that the rough and tumble and the bump your feelings, this, that, whatever, we saw that in the first part of this video from the guy who did this.
Come on.
But the also good side, we're seeing the good side now from this lady right here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everything that I've actually accumulated to my knowledge of what New Yorkers are. Again, is it dispelled? No, it is not dispelled. It is just partially true. But I would no. It is partially true. Come on now. You like I said, New York. Come on now. You got Manhattan. You got Queens,
Bronx.
No, hold on, no. If you're gonna say that, if you're gonna say Bronx, tell it like it is. The Boogie Down Bronx.
The Boogie Down production. See, I'm a KRS fan, so I know about Boogie Down Bronx. Yeah.
You got all those boroughs right there, or whatever the case may be, and what? Let me put it this way: one is just as bad as the other, but on the other hand, one is just as good as the other.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking junk. I'm not talking about talking junk about New Yorkers in any stretch of the imagination. So New Yorkers, please, whatever you do, please do not hop on a flight and come this way. I'm trying to be what Congress call it. I'm trying to be bipartisan here. Seriously, come on now. Don't, like I said, please, don't hold me to it. Don't come cancel me for it. But you got, like I said, you got to admit you have some good ones, you have some bad ones, and what's perceived about New Yorkers in general, in the media, TV, movies, this, that, whatever, is only partially true. Yeah. You got to admit to that.
I think New York is just like any other place. They have their good and they have their bad. And fortunately, in this story that we have today, this is New York at its finest. And this lady, I would really, really love to meet her, and just give her the biggest hug, because this is not something that we see every day. You know what I'm saying? We look at it and we process it and we just store it in the back of our minds. Why? Because it's not us and it doesn't affect us. It has nothing to do with us. And so it doesn't bother us. And this lady could have had that same mentality, and she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she was just like, you know what? She said as soon as she heard the story, she said, I got my team together and I wanted to do something special for her. Now, I don't understand all the cuts and things. She was saying that this one had an oval shape and this. I don't understand it. When I go buy a piece of jewelry, let me tell you, Jason, you know, the last piece of real jewelry I bought was probably my wedding ring. And that was like 30-something years ago. I don't really do jewelry like that. So when people be talking about, you know, they want a baby angel cut or a pink ice cut, or I don't know, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but
you speaking Chinese to me too. I don't know what it is, that, whatever. If I look here, if I'm going to buy me some jewelry or whatever the case may be, this, that, and the third, let me see that. Does it look good? Does it look good on me? And how much? If it's over, if it's over X amount of money, this, that, whatever, you can keep it.
I don't think, I'm gonna be honest. All right, fam, I'm gonna be honest. Outside of my wedding ring, I don't think I've ever bought any type of jewelry that's real. I don't think I've ever had real jewelry before. Facebook. I mean, I got my little wedding ring on. I got this one. This one is black, I guess, and but I don't know if you can see that, but that's not. You know what I'm saying? I got my watch, but I've never bought a piece of jewelry that was real.
And honestly, when you sit here and think about it, I mean, people go out there. Okay, let me back up. Somebody will say, well, I'm going to go out here and get these VVS diamonds. Now, I do know that VVS diamonds means very, very special.
Oh.
That I do know. Anything else is Chinese to me. But my thing is, you going out here and buying these diamonds and gold and everything and spending, you know, 5, 10,000. Some people even spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Some people even spend millions on pieces of jewelry. And I'm sitting here like, why? I mean, is it a status symbol? Yes, but I mean, just like what happened in this video, I mean, you wearing all that stuff, somebody come snatch it off of you. What good is it to you?
Well, I guess the thing is I remember a couple of years ago, one of these superstars, I don't remember who it was, had gotten robbed. Might have been Rihanna. I'm not sure which one it was, but they had gotten robbed, and they had to have, no, it was Kim Kardashian. She got robbed, and they had to, I think they had insurance or whatever have you on there. You know, when it comes to pieces like that, I think you better put some insurance on it, because you just never know. Now, the stuff that I wear does not require insurance at all. You see what I'm saying? It don't require insurance. And I'm cool with that. You know, if you wear it, you know, a certain amount of times, your neck won't turn green. So you just got to plan. You just got to plan strategically when to wear it.
Exactly. Now, do I have some jewelry? Yes, I do have jewelry. Do I wear it often? No, I don't. When I do wear it, where am I wearing it to? Somewhere special, somewhere nice. You know, if I'm trying to impress somebody, this, that, and the third, I put a little ring on my little ring that I have. It has my name on it. I have some rings that are movie paraphernalia, stuff like that. I think I have a nice chain, or I think I have a nice watch, this, that, and the third. If I'm getting dressed up to the nines and going somewhere trying to impress somebody, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up, get dressed up, dress to the nines, impress somebody, but come home and take all that stuff off, and in the drawer it sits until I need it again. Other than that, no.
I'd rather spend my money on other things. I do understand that there's value. I do get that. But yeah, Papa Lo would rather spend his money on other things. And now,
I look at it like this. You got pieces out there, this, that, whatever. Oh, you can't pay your rent, but you can't pay your rent, but you got a $20 million diamond sitting right there.
Now, Jason, that's a whole nother video.
Exactly.
A whole nother video. We call that Ghetto Fabulous. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It said ghetto fabulous. I haven't heard that in almost a good 20 years.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. But, you guys have seen the video. You saw the little girl and you saw, how terrified she was. She didn't even want to get on camera. Maybe she even possibly knew this guy and just didn't want to out him because of the fear of what he might do. But I was thoroughly encouraged by the lady there. And she looks like that lady looks exactly like she is doing what she's supposed to do. She looks like a jeweler. I don't know how else I want to explain it, but she looks like a deal maker. She look like she make deals.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, how much you want for that? Well, I can't see that. I can't do that. What I can do 500. Can you do 500? She looked like one of them type of ladies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She also looked like one of the type of persons that if you were to walk into an Italian restaurant, she'd command a room.
Yeah. You think she Italian?
I don't know.
She look Italian.
She could be. Who knows? Like I said, I'm not sure if that's an Italian accent that I heard or New York or a Northern accent that I heard, but it looked like, between her speaking and her, we seen her and the brochure that she actually had.
Yeah, she had Godfather on.
Yeah, like I said, she could, like I said, if she were to walk into a jewelry convention in her town, this, that, whatever, everybody gonna stop and whisper her name in much tones.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked like she does command respect. And again, like I said, ma'am, my hat's off to you. I salute you. Thank you so much for taking care of our children and meeting their need. So again, family, we'd love to hear what you guys have to think on this. Do you think that she was wrong, for meeting the needs of the child and getting her another necklace and just trying to comfort her and make her feel, good? Or do you think that, the woman did a good thing, that she went outside of the norm and decided to help and decided to meet a need that was in the community? Me, myself, if you ask me, and I do think Brother Jason probably would agree with me, I do think that she did a good thing.
She did.
Yes.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
She did. New Yorkers, this is for you. If you know who this lady is, I forgot her name. I know they said it, but I couldn't remember what it was.
I forget.
If you live in her area or you drive by this, that, whatever, that was Diamante of New York Jewelers, Diamante Jewelers of New York or whatever. Go by, give her some pound, give her a hug, tell her she's doing a good job for herself and the community and for that little girl, and give her props. As a matter of fact, give her props for us down here from me and Lowell and our community down here. That was a good thing that she did. Please, if you're watching this podcast, we send her big props, big ups, big shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Give her a hug, give her a pound for us.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. Appreciate that, Brother Jason. Yes, because we definitely love what you did, and we want to recognize that. All right. So again, love to hear what you guys have to say. Please like, comment, and share this video with your family and friends so that they can see that there are some strange goings on in the world today. However, there are some people who are helping the situation rather than hindering the situation. And so, love it if you guys would like, comment, and share. Also, if you find it in your heart to do so, please subscribe to the channel, baby. We'd love to have you as a member of Papa Lowe's Place family, baby. What you're waiting on is free. Come on now. All right. So, as I always say, you guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.